You're up, pal. You're up.
Oh, sorry. Welcome into Cofield and Company late night happy hour, baby.
Woo!
In the pre-show chat, I know Cofield, you had a great tease, a little internal tease here, and you're like, "Hey, I got this story I got to tell. It's heartbreaking, but it's going to end on a high note." So, I'd love you to just jump right into it before we do the show.
It's not really my story. I was unaware of the story. This is a near 90-year-old dude named Charles Brotman who had announced every inauguration back to Truman, and the Trump team emailed him right before he was set to announce another inauguration, and they're like, "Sorry, we don't need your services." And you can see him here. I thought I was going to commit suicide. You think of the laundry list of DJT and how many people are like, "What are you doing?" They denied this guy the opportunity at 89 years old to do the inauguration. So I don't know. What do you think's going to happen? Is he still alive? Is that the happy ending? He's looking forward to watching it. Like, what's the story?
He's come so far. You can't end it all now, man. You've survived so much. This can't.
Truman?
You can't.
Truman?
No, the announcer guy who's saying he wants to kill himself.
No, I know, but didn't Cofield? Did you say he did Truman's inauguration, or he was around for it? That's fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, no, I'm with you, Allie. Like, dude, you made it this far. Come on.
Yeah. Let's keep it together just a little bit longer, dude. You get hit by a bus tomorrow for that matter. Holy cow. I'm excited about the inauguration. I'm excited for, the reign of terror to hopefully be coming to an end. And let's just start doing something else. That's how I feel about it. I'm not sure what else I'd like to do, what my options are, but I'd like to do something else,
Cofield, do you have an ending to that story? Like, is the guy back? Is he doing it tomorrow? Or you don't know?
Sorry, I was trying to punch it up.
Punch it. But if I had to guess, my guess is Hollywood ending. He's back tomorrow, baby. He's doing the Biden inauguration.
Hi, everybody. My name is Charlie Brotman, and I am one excited announcer. I've announced at every inaugural parade since President Truman
Oh my God.
Barack Obama in 2013. And I'm so excited and so honored to once again provide announcements for this historic event. Thanks for letting me do it. I really appreciate it.
Melt my heart. Why don't you? So he's back?
Oh, yeah. He's back.
Charlie Brotman, baby.
How did he get this job? Do we know, was he on Indeed one day 1,000 years ago?
So that kind of made me think in the same vein, Allie, he doesn't have too many more left. Like, he's going to be, this could be the last one.
You're saying there's an opening.
I'm saying there's an opening, and it's, Truman, they didn't have how long were public address systems around? You know what I mean? Like, this guy's cornered the market. I fear they might replace him with someone shitty. You know who's gonna fill those shoes?
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, we can't call Ryan Seacrest or Nick Cannon up or anything.
No, see, exactly. I don't want that. I don't want that.
No, nobody does. But that's what our society would do. We, elect reality stars into our White House. Why wouldn't we have, Ryan Seacrest hosting the inauguration? And then put it on, what was Carson Daly's old show? Total Recall or whatever it is.
Total Request Live.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, Total Recall's Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was the Free Boob movie, right?
Free boobs, baby.
I was hoping you would be in your Speedo jacket today because I wanted to out loud you.
I'm in my Big Dogs t-shirt. I'm in my Big Dogs t-shirt. I feel like Cofield's a Big Dogs kind of guy.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Big Johnson kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid t-shirts. Maybe we'll have time later on to talk about the Mets asshole who just got fired.
That's good stuff. And it's such a bad time for him to get fired. The Mets were making some really good acquisitions too.
Yep. Well,
They'll screw it up though. They screw everything up. It's how they do.
Another lesson learned. Stop sending your dick on the phone when women don't ask for it, dudes. So.
And if every one of my Facebook friends could just maybe make a note of that, that'd be super cool too.
Right.
Just remember that.
Yeah.
Wait, so while we're on the subject of dick pics, because that is where I wanted to start.
Starts with you, dude. Eli, cut it out.
So Ali, like, you know, you're probably the expert here in terms of receiving dick pics. I'd have to assume out of the three of us. Can you give us some insight?
Yes, I can.
I don't into anything in this world.
So the thing that I find funny about dick pics, it's always someone I don't know. And I don't like accept a lot of randos who like want a friend request me on Facebook. Cause like I said, I just really Facebook because it's my family and college friends and stuff like that, elementary school kids and stuff. So it's not like a big deal, but yeah. So it'll be like some random guy who like slips into my IMs cause I'm old school like that. They're instant messages back here in 2000. So yeah. And then like 9 times out of 10, they are A, in their socks, and B, in their kitchen. And I'm not sure why either of those things often occur, but that seems to be like the green screen background for a dick pic is like be in a kitchen with your socks on.
So you get dick pics on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. And a lot of my girlfriends do too. It's not just me. It's not just me. Okay.
Unsolicited.
Oh, completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give us a lifetime number. Like
a
10?
Lifetime?
Yeah.
No. Oh God, no. I mean, like in the past, like I would say maybe once every 2 months, once, like maybe more than that. Like it's often. Like I always get. You want me to start saving them? Because I could like blap them out and bring them on the show. Just saying.
Oh, like mosaic them out, you know?
Yeah, like do the blur, the like fuzzy face blur thing on the unit, on the actual unit in question. But that way you guys could see the backgrounds and the socks and maybe put some sense to it all. I'm not sure. Why you do that? Why do you got what's with the socks? I don't get it.
I just, I have sent dick pics, but never unsolicited. I've been solicited for them and then I've acquiesced.
What?
So not that humble brag. No.
And if girls are out there asking for your dick pics, well, you should wear a medal, friend. You should wear a medal.
To the Twitch, man.
See you in 2 weeks, Twitch.
No, and I don't.
It's a legitimate news story, Twitch. You can't ban us. It's current news.
Yeah.
We're trying to inform and entertain and make things safer for women. Don't be sexist, Twitch.
Now I feel like a douche because I feel like that sounded like a humble brag. Like I've been solicited. I just mean like I've sent them like in a relationship and think long distance, sexting. Okay, you get the context. Not just like hey, send me a dick pic. But it does. Even though I know it exists and I know how dudes are, it still shocks me that every 2 months you're getting just dick pics on Facebook. Facebook that links to a profile. That's not just a number in the ether. That is like a link to a profile with pictures and information and like what the fuck? That's crazy. That does blow my mind a little bit. It shouldn't, but it does.
It's real life. The struggle's real. Okay. The struggle's real. I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of normal. Like it's like all my girlfriends, it's just like something that it's been happening for years and years. I mean, it's like nothing new. This just happens all the time. The pandemic definitely increased the amount of dick pics I was getting. I could say that for sure. Yeah. So
will Allie's a little, I'm not saying like, laissez-faire about it, sort of. So what do you think of this lady that releases the information, gets it to the local papers, and now the guy is fired? There are a lot of women who are against her, which I don't understand. Do you have her back, or did she overreact here?
I don't know the whole entire story. To a foreign female reporter after she had ignored dozens of other messages from him for weeks. I mean, this is
He sent her she corresponded a couple of times, and then he started to get creepy. He then sent 62 texts over the course of a certain amount of time that were all just left out there. She never responded, and then he upped the ante. He sent a text with him in some pants or shorts with a bulge, and then he just went full bone naked, and that was it. She had held on to this for about, I don't know, 3 years, and now it's out, and he was representing the Mets as the general manager. He's gone the next day.
I feel like there should be a statute of limitations on dick pics. And, you know, like if this was 3 years ago, you could have come out. If it really still bothers you 3 years later, then like you have your own problems. I feel like if she
what if you
right away,
what if you felt powerless? This guy could potentially end your career as a reporter. She's a foreign baseball reporter, and now it just hit her. She's like, all right, he's risen to a level that's really fucking scary. I've got to stop this.
I think certain people need to be made examples of. I think certain people have to be made examples of, because I think if he was some small time guy in the Mets front office, she's a foreign language baseball reporter. She comes out. I just think it's such a non-story. And I think it's almost so commonplace, which is fucked up, that now for him to be on this pedestal and to get made an example of, like, hopefully that stops a percentage of the male population from sending the unsolicited dick pic. Like, hopefully it makes, hopefully it's, some people are like, wow, I could lose my job over this. Maybe I shouldn't do it. It's fucked up that that's what it takes, but right, that's why you make an example of this guy, right?
I mean, you should have done it 3 years ago. It's a dick pic. Grow up. Like we already had this conversation about somebody else who was doing this kind of thing. Some other chick that was doing this. This was like maybe over the summer we were talking about it. And like I say the same thing, like it's your integrity. It's your pride. I don't care if it's your job. You stand up and say something. You don't say something 3 years later. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, I guess. Maybe because I'm so desensitized to it. Like getting a dick pic's like having coffee. Like it's just normal for me. I'm kind of desensitized, but I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah. Was he wearing socks?
I disagree.
Now, this
if it happened today, if it happened yesterday or last week, and then she came out with it and was like, this dude's sending me dick pics, could someone make it stop? Then I'd be like, yeah, girl, let's go. But 3 years ago, you're a foreign reporter. He's not the boss of you. You're in a whole other country. Like you don't think that American baseball relations are going to like want to make sure that doesn't, I don't know. I haven't even
I don't think they're going to make sure.
I'm this riled and I haven't even started drinking yet.
I don't think they're going to make sure, because they haven't made sure. Because like in sports and in sports media, like women are just not protected. Like they've not made sure of that.
That's true. I just don't like, and maybe I'm not that deep in the game, but I feel like it's your responsibility to protect yourself. And in this day and age, everything is so open and out there that I wouldn't be afraid to lose my job. I'm more afraid to lose my job because I'm talking about a pee funnel than I am, I don't know, showing my boobs to someone, I guess. But it just seems like in this day and age,
if you get on the wrong side of the power structure, your career could end.
Well, that's I don't know. I'm just not, I don't know. I'm riled about this.
Hey, I whatever, not pull something. I snitch on a radio station, a radio group, right? There's only so many radio companies out there. There's like 5 or 6 main companies. If I did something where they look at it like, what a turncoat, fuck this guy, you can't trust him, could be out of the business. And that's the risk you take when reporting stuff like this. And here's the other thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people who work at different jobs and they're like, hey, go through the correct avenues to report something, and just nothing happens. And after a while, you're like, fuck this, I'm done. Now
go on Twitter, though. Go on Twitter and report it, because then everyone knows. And
no, that's the point of journalism. I mean, that's why journalism exists. Like democracy dies in darkness, but so does corruption in corporations and in industry. And so I think she did the right thing. I think she 100% did the right thing. I don't care if I think statute of limitations are bullshit typically in general. Like with most crimes, I think I think statute of limitations are bullshit in general.
It's timing for me. Grow up. It's a dick. Move on. I don't know.
But you don't think there's like a toxic masculine culture in the sports world?
Absolutely there is. I live with it all day, but I know that going into it and I just deal with it. Like it's the name of my morning free pick show on college basketball is Morningwood. That's the name of my show.
No, and I think that's funny. I think that's good.
On that. I am playing on you, and your masculine mind is going to want to know what the hell I'm talking about if the title of my show is Morningwood. Grow up. It's a dick. Miller J. Vegas.
I just don't think dudes should be sending unsolicited dick pics.
Absolutely.
And if I'm wrong for that, then like fuck anyone who disagrees with me, because that is wrong to send an unsolicited dick pic. Like you wouldn't flash people on the street if you're a dude, right? I mean, you go to jail for that. You're a fucking creep for that. You're a sex offender, right?
I feel like in my 20s, I flashed my boobs to a whole lot of people. Like, am I a sex offender now?
I mean, I think that's fundamentally different. I really think boobs and dick are different. Like, I mean, Hollywood agrees. I think they're different.
I understand what you're saying. I totally do. And as a female, yes, absolutely. I do not want people to send me dick pics. But am I like freaked out and offended and traumatized by it when it happens? I'm not. If someone did it to me 3 years ago, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. Really? I don't know. Am I crazy? Maybe I need to drink. Cheers.
I'd say you're in the minority of women, but it's not, what you're saying doesn't surprise me. There are a lot of women who are like, yeah, you know what, I've been conditioned to it. Tough. I guess the point on the front end of that is that you shouldn't have had to be conditioned to it. It's just stupid. And I also think if a guy like this guy, it's not the first time he did it. You also wonder how he treats other people in the workplace and how no one has seen this behavior, because by all accounts, guy's a great guy. Like, people were shocked today. They're like, wait, what? He's my friend. We talked to Jen Sturger, who had, Brett Favre back in 2011 sending her unsolicited.
Oh yeah. How was that, Cofield? I really wanted to ask about that. How was that interview?
I don't know. It was interesting. I'll ask the audience, anyone who listened to it. I don't know. It was interesting because I keep saying I don't know. She didn't seem totally comfortable talking about it, like it really hit home for her. But she's also like, she got, and this is not a pun intended, she got fucked. Like the Jets, the mainstream media, the sports media took Favre's side and kind of whitewashed the whole thing. And in a lot of ways, she got pushed out of a potential sports career. And it's been 9 years. So, I mean, think about anyone who feels like they've been burned by someone and that person is still powerful. You still feel it, right? You still have an axe to grind. So, I don't know. I think all women should stick together on this, because there are cases where it's ridiculous, and to not be believed sucks balls. It really does. But you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just telling you, when this happens, the guys who do stuff like this just smile and they're like, "Yep."
Well, that's the other side of this.
Yep, divide and conquer the weak.
The other side of this, though, is that I think that him, as the GM of the Mets, needs to be grown up enough to not send dick pics. I mean, like, there's that too, that when you are in a position of management like that you need to be accountable for your own actions. I mean, he should definitely get fired. That was not appropriate he should definitely be fired. I'm not saying that, statute of limitations or not. I called it a statute of limitations. Yeah, so he should definitely get fired, but I don't know. It's just where I'm at. And don't tell me all women should stick together, you man, okay? Us women have our own things going on, okay?
I think the issue here really is...
You can do it. You can do what you want, but I'm telling you, and this goes for people of color, white males, they may not do it publicly, but when they can push women down a little bit and people of color down, they're laughing. You don't hear what they say, and I'm a white male. You don't hear what they say amongst themselves. Like, it's like, they're making progress. Hey, go into a room where guys feel safe, white dudes, and listen to what they say. You're not making as much progress as you think. And that's I don't know, I'm big on if you feel like you have a general fight as whatever in your career, your gender, your ethnicity, your religion. You probably should stick together. You can have disagreements, but I've tried over the years, and I still do it. But I've tried over the years. I try to temper myself on going after certain media people, especially right now in the fake news era. Like I really try not to question the validity of anyone's whatever news, the radio show they're doing, because I'm like, now I'm contributing to these morons who think we're all fake news. So just my take.
I get that. I don't know. I had so many things to say during that, but now I'm kind of like, I'm good. I don't know.
You'll get triggered again.
I don't know. I think that's just part of my personality. Is like, I don't hear what they say. I was an umpire. I hear what boys say. I live in a boys' world. And yes, granted, I get what you're saying, but I'm a one of the guys kind of girl. And I hear the way you men talk about women. I hear the way you know, I mean, I freaking know. I live it every single day. But I do think there's also a problem that women that I don't want to stick with women who, you know, the whole thing is you need to marry a rich man. I need someone to do my hair and paint my nails. I'm not into all women. I'm not into women's everything. So I like to be my own independent person. I'm accountable for myself. And if someone sends me a dick pic, I'm going to rat on your ass, except for I'm not, because I'm a grown up and I'm going to be like, that's super tiny. What is it? Or something back to you like an adult. I'm going to be catty and witty and bitchy back. I don't know.
I think Brady, I think you're funny, but I think you constantly saying that when we discuss an issue and call it mansplaining, I think is really stupid. I'm just going to be honest. Is that because what I'm doing is I'm giving a male perspective on it and how many men think. It's not mansplaining. She can have her opinion about dick pics. That's fine. Everyone has a different experience. I'm just telling you, I'm telling women and I'm telling people of color. You don't know what the most crass white dudes will say and think about you because you're not in that room. And when you're in the room, they won't say it to your face. That's not mansplaining. That's giving a male perspective on the situation. I'm telling you, there are a bunch of fucking assholes around us. And you have no idea the depths they will go to and the glee they get from making sure that they remain in power.
That is
women are under their thumbs.
You're doing it right now. You're telling me something I already know. Like, you're telling me that men are gross and crass and rude. I know that. I got that. You know, like, you're telling me how to feel about dick pics. That is mansplaining. That's exactly what that is.
All right. I'm telling you that you may know this too. You have to be 10 times better than any of the dudes on your Picks and Parlay show. And that may not be
today. 11 today.
And that is immediately greeted by most men with, I don't believe it.
Right.
I'm just telling you the world you're operating in. So I suppose I guess it's.
I know the world I'm operating in. See, you're doing it again. That's the whole point.
Don't you want to change it? Don't you want to change it? Like, don't you want to see like examples made of these men that are fucking this shit up? I do.
Sure. It just doesn't bother me. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm like in a rock and a hard place. Like this is a
no pun intended
story. This is a silly story to start with. Alliteration aside, this happened 3 years ago and it's a picture of a dude's penis. Who cares? That's all I'm saying. I get it.
It's one of the most high profile firings over a dick pic.
I get it. We all know that, but y'all do it, you know?
Now, what just happened? What just happened?
I don't know.
The most high profile dick pic of all time, potentially.
No, I think Allie just said you all do it.
You all do it. I don't know.
Mine are solicited. They want my dick pic.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like we're all fighting with each other. Okay.
I just want to know if Cofield sent a dick pic ever in his life. That's all I want to know out of this conversation.
Yes, it was solicited. Not happy I did it.
If it was solicited, be happy. I'm proud of mine.
But that's not a move. It's just stupid.
No, it's not a move. But my big issue, if we really want to dive into this, the 62 messages with no response. Men have such an inability.
3 years years ago, you get a restraining order. That's what you do. Like, this is, I need a nail file so bad right now. Miller J, you can send me a dick pic. It's cool. It's all right.
Be careful what you say. Be careful what you wish for.
It's fine.
Pandora doesn't go back in the box, okay?
Go next week with your sock, all 3 of your socks on. You're cool.
By the way, Eli's been gone for like 15 minutes.
And I get that Ray is saying that some people consider it to be a type of sexual assault. I get that. But do it 3 years. My issue with this is the timing. That is my issue with this. It's the timing of it all. And the level of maturity in it all. I have to get a nail file, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going to rip my whole finger off by the end of the night.
So just me and Cofield talking dick pic.
Hey, whatever. If she doesn't take it seriously, you can't change mine. So I think Allie's like a lot of people out there, so it's fine. Everyone has a different perspective.
Yeah,
I live in a boy world. Like, boy things just are boy things to me. I live in a boy world. I just
yeah. I know, but I think it's good to advocate for change. I think it's good to.
If you think that the thing I'm going to stand on a soapbox for is no more dick pics, I have bigger.
The dick pic is a symptom,
okay?
though. It's a symptom. It's a symptom of the disease. It's a symptom of the disease.
Man, I'm so happy dick was not the drinking word tonight.
All right, Alex, what else do you have?
Yeah, let's move on from this.
I guess I know girls that want unsolicited dick pics. I know black Trump supporters. People are complex. The inauguration's tomorrow. I know we talked about it. We started the show on it, but are you guys like, I had a friend text me earlier and he said, do you want to come over, crush beers, and watch the inauguration tomorrow? And I wasn't even actually going to tune in. Like, I mean, it's happening. Great. Whatever. I'm not one for pomp and circumstance, really. Are you guys planning on like watching it like a sporting event, making a thing out of it? Are there any bets? Are there, you're the Vegas people here. Are there any bets on it? Like, how are we treating it? I don't give yes, I'm stoked. I don't care about I don't give a shit about like pomp and circumstance when it comes to political events at all. But that's just me. Where are you guys at on it? I'm
stoked. And I bought some extra good pop for it. And I'm totally ready. Let's do this.
Is it pot?
Get this dude out. Yeah. Well, I'm not crushing beers. It's the afternoon, isn't it? It's like noon or something.
Yeah, I think coverage starts like very early in the morning on the West Coast.
I start day drinking on a Wednesday. Okay. I have 3 shows tomorrow.
Vegas, baby.
I could puff.
No, puff's cool. Puff the Magic Dragon. I'm all for it. Cofield?
Oh my God.
I'm probably not going to watch. I might have it on in the background as I'm getting ready tomorrow. I'm more interested to see what happens the rest of tonight and tomorrow with President Trump. Find out who actually got the pardons. See if he tries to hold some kind of celebration. Anything else that's petty. See if there are actually violent attacks around the country at the local capitals.
Yeah.
So I'm curious moving forward to see what action is taken because I don't think this is going away. So it'll be interesting. But I know for a lot of people tomorrw is a gigantic celebration, a massive sigh of relief. We've all had this. Well, it depends on who you are. I mean, there are a lot of people who have believed for the last 3 or 4 weeks that like this change is not happening. They believe Trump is going to be the president at the end of the week, and I guess tomorrow we're going to find out. I don't know what they can pull at the last minute, but I'm damn curious to watch how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm curious for that. I mean, yeah, people. That's what's crazy, man. Is there's actually a lot of people that really believe it was stolen, and that somehow Trump's still going to remain president. And then there's less people like QAnon people, like my barista last week, who think that on his way out, Trump's going to out all these pedos in Hollywood and politics. And he's going to it's like, hey, man, the clock's ticking on this. Like, when is this coming? When are the pedos getting outed? He was like, man, wouldn't it be like, tell me your opinion of Trump would change if he outed all the pedos. I'm like, that would be great. I can still say the presidency was shitty, but that would be cool if he outed the pedos. Like, I'm down,
But I think like if Trump outed pedos, he would just start like rattling off names, like Kermit the Frog and like whatever. But like, would there be any evidence or fact, like photographs?
That's true.
emails. Like Trump can say whatever he wants to say at this point. Like maybe I'm a pedo, maybe you're a pedo. We don't even know. As far as his mind goes. So that's just it.
That's true. Like if tomorrow Trump was like, Tom Hanks is a pedophile, I would just be like, okay, yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
See you later, Donald.
Yeah, totally don't. It's literally been a 4-year episode of a reality TV show. That's just it. And I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for our final episode. It is kind of amazing, though, that since they took away his Twitter account, he has kind of somewhat disappeared. Like it's not that daily in your face, this is what he's doing, this is what he's saying, kind of bullshit. It really muted him. And I think it would have been so much more beneficial if we could have done that. I don't know. Like 4 years ago. Would have been
well,
super.
I mean, that's why, I was saying a couple weeks ago, big deal, Facebook, big deal, Twitter, whoever else blocked him. Like now it's easy to do it. But you're right. I think he's been a little more silent because the fight's been kind of beaten out of him. But that was his main source of delivering messages, and it was every day.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing because it has gotten quiet. Like we don't really know what he's thinking because he'd have those days where he'd tweet 22 times and raging in caps. If there had been a lack of cooperation from his main delivery points, maybe the last 2 years are different.
Did you see SNL did a skit on it, but it was like what are we going to do now that we don't have Trump tweets? Like so excited for this guy to get out of office. But what am I going to wake up in the morning to? And it was like a whole skit they did on. It was fantastic. It was so on point with what they did that as much as people hate him, they kind of love to hate him at the same time. And we're all kind of seeing, not myself, but, CNN and Fox News and everyone, the media is just like waiting for him to say something next so we can blow it up and talk about it all day long. It really just took it away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
That's why we have a fucking New York Times story today about Joe Biden with a Peloton, because now everyone's grasping for straws because people have spent the last 4 years literally building their careers around talking shit to Trump. People have built entire brands on Twitter of being the first in Trump's replies. Comedians have, built entire bits and personas and shticks around Trump. All these people that talk all this shit, the people that talk the most shit really on TV or in social media or in media, they're the people, like some of the people are saying here, they created him. They've made their lives off him. Yep. They're going to have to start literally I don't want to get on my fake news soapbox or anything like that, because I agree with Cofield. Like we're all in media in one way, shape or form, but there are people like media did create Donald Trump.
There's been a lot of lazy, easy media for folks to build off of. I agree. I actually think this is thought-provoking from Sports Guy 06. Is it actually the opposite when it comes to social media? Did he just go too far and tweet too much and give out too many messages and, too much stuff that came off as racist or, fanning the flames of the mass shit? If he could just, behave himself and not tweet all the fucking time, and then people go back and find the opposite where he would go after someone for the same exact thing, that he was doing. Like if he just slowed it down, he should have been an easy winner. He had massive support. Like he's the one who freaking drove it into the ground down the stretch because he couldn't shut up.
That's what happens with egos. Like that's what happens with egos. It happens on sports, it happens in life, and it happened in the presidency.
I was reading it was years ago, but it was talking about how it was in psychology, like in college, and it was talking about how people relate to their sports teams, right? Like as far as moods go, like when your team wins, we won, but when your team loses, they lost, kind of a thing, right? And I remember somewhere in the beginning of the presidency thinking to myself that because my dad is one of these old, rich, Republican, white men, racist, wrote life insurance for cops his whole 40 years. And he's just that guy, in Texas. It's who he is. But he identified with Trump in this way that like how I'm talking about with our sports teams, right? Like, oh yeah, we deserve this. We make money. We treat women this way. We grab pussies. This is all okay because he does it. We can do it. And by associating ourselves with him, that makes us bazillionaires like Donald, right? Because you kind of got to think of before Donald Trump was on Celebrity Apprentice or The President, I remember him growing up like People magazine. He was so flashy and fancy with Ivanka, or was that the wife? Ivana Trump was the wife. Yeah. With Ivana and their, gold lame dresses. And, that was the image of Donald Trump that I had, that, most of America had for a really long time. He was a successful businessman, womanizer, money-making guy. And I think that men in the country, the, older white males, a lot, not all, some of the older white males in our country really identified with that and put themselves in the place like we won. And I honestly feel like that's the part. It's like we're rooting for their team. It's like they're diehard face painting, rooting for our team to win fans. And
it's such a great analogy.
Long way around the barn. Sorry.
No, it's a great analogy. And again, I don't want this to be mansplaining, but it really, for older white males, are like, fuck, man, like, people have power. Like, I always had the power, and now, people are nipping at my heels. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm getting old. I'm not as virile as I used to be. I mean, I think old guys are always in the, God damn it, shaking the fist of the sun. And back in my day, we were tougher. Like, every era shits on the next group that come along. But this, you're right. A lot of dudes had an idol here. They could wake up every morning and, pretty much every morning he's like, Trump would be like, fuck today, fuck what's going on today. I'm mad about something. We got to fight for our power. I mean, that's an idol,
Yeah. Male fragility is a hell of a
demagogue.
thing.
That's how you collect power. And he, while we all, a lot of us think he's just a bizarre fucking egomaniac, he's a draw for a lot of people.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Exactly. I mean, yeah, he appealed to male fragility and white fright, and he played to fear. I mean, that's playing to fear, and that's like the most powerful thing you can play to, and that's why he won. No, I mean, Ali, your analogy makes total 100% sense. Like he sold this image of, you root for me, you're on my team, this is what you get. You get this rich, but that, I mean, if you want to dive into that, all of that was like fake and all image. It was a brand that he built.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
I mean, he was never really the millionaire that he wanted us to believe. None of that stuff was really true. He's not even that great of a businessman, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, it all just came out in the wash. There was another thing I wanted to say too, that, I've dealt with this. Well, I've dealt with this on a lot of levels, but I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that when people have something and you're white men is what I'm going for here. When white men have all whatever they have or think they have, and you're asking them to share it for the good, for the equality, for anything, it's very hard for people to let go. That's not an easy thing for them to say. Yeah, maybe we are equal, except for I'm better than you, so we're not equal. Like, that mentality doesn't work that way. It's bred into you, and it doesn't work that way. And he lit a fire under people that were already kind of thinking that way, with that elitist, egotistical, BS that he spits, basically. I'm so hot. Look how sweaty I am. Hold on, I gotta turn on my AC or take off my jacket. But anyway, my jacket's too cold.
Well, Cofield, though, you're talking about, that becomes an idol, that becomes a demigod. And I think Marcus Owens here in the chat talking about that describes both political parties. I do think we have a real issue with putting these people up on the pedestal, because now as the pendulum swung back and the Democrats won the election, it's yes, Queen Kamala Harris, Biden's our savior. We love Biden's going to save us. And we've just put way, way, way too much power and emphasis on the presidency and looking at these people as saviors when that's not the intention of the office at all. And it's really dangerous. And I think it's we talk about the divisiveness in the country, and it's because whichever side wins now is saying, look at our savior, this guy's perfect. And I see it on my Twitter. And I saw a tweet today from some blue checkmark reporter saying, don't forget we toppled a dictator. I don't know if you guys saw that. We toppled a dictator by voting out Trump. And it's like, No, you didn't. You were tweeting hashtag the resistance on Twitter, and you think you're fucking Paul Revere. Like, you didn't topple a dictator. You voted. And I just, you want to pat yourself on the back and think people just have to belong to something. So the Trumpers had to belong to the winning team there and this guy they identified with. And now these other people have to belong. Like, it's so tribal, and that's the problem. We put all this power on the presidency. It's so tribal. Unless we can get out of that, we're going to see the continued divisiveness of the country. It's not just Trump. It's easy to point at Trump, and his presidency was horrible, but it's not just him.
No, I'm big on the third party. I really think that three parties would go a long way in this country, especially to help the just absolute divide that we experienced in this last one. But because what were you saying? Oh, damn it, I forgot it. Something the presidency. Never mind.
Pedestal. They're on a pedestal.
No, I was gonna make they crumbled there was a dick pic joke in there. Never mind. It's gone.
I agree with Brady.
Yeah, this is so true. In many ways, Michelle Fiore has so much more ability to affect your life. She's a local council person, Brady, but she's kind of along the MAGA thing. She likes to carry around guns and talk like she's tough. And I'm from New York, and if you can't handle the gentle, the tough talk for me, like, Michelle, I can handle it. All right, shut the fuck up. Okay, can you handle it? Because we'll do it. But to Brady's point, those are the dangerous people, the people who are close to home and really affect the local politics. Be scared. Be very afraid. Be very afraid.
Yeah, I mean, that's who's affecting, like, first and foremost, development in your city, the planning commission, people that aren't even elected. At least where I live, the planning commission's not elected. It's appointed by the city council, who you elect. And that's deciding what buildings get built. And there's so much at the city council level, which is actually a good transition.
Yeah.
My guy, Tito Ortiz. No, I'm just kidding. He's not my guy. But he is a local city councilman in Huntington Beach. Yesterday, I believe, he went to TK Burger, which, if we're talking, I know we were talking burgers a little bit last week. If you come to Orange County and you want a burger, TK is slept on. They got, I think, 4 locations, one right by the beach in Huntington, one by the beach in Newport, one in Costa Mesa, and I think they have one more. Amazing. Bomb burger, started by the beach, kind of surf-themed, killer. Tito went to the one in Huntington. They refused to serve him because he went in without a mask on. They kicked him out. He posted a super pissed off video either on his Instagram or Twitter saying, like, fuck TK Burger, don't support TK Burger, which is a local business. Like, it is, imagine a city council person right now in the midst of a pandemic going on their social media and telling you not to support a local business ran by their constituents. That's so fucked up. But he did that, which actually made me think of how good TK Burger is. And my niece works at the one in Costa Mesa. So I went to TK Burger tonight because I had to go to Orange County today. And I got a TK Burger. It was delicious. And I guess, thank you, Tito Ortiz. I guess the line at the Huntington one today was around the block because all these people came out to support. So he inadvertently helped a local business by being an asshole. But fuck Tito Ortiz.
That's awesome. Go community. Not Tito Ortiz. I just mean the line. That's awesome. Go community for supporting your local business. It ain't easy to find a good burger everywhere,
This is a good point from Miller J. You know what? Trump is one of those rare guys who he got a lot of people to follow his marching orders. So yeah, it went all the way down to the state and the local level because they wanted to align themselves with Trump. So he did have effect on the local COVID response because in the end we had control of that. But a lot of states have a lot of folks who fall at the feet of Donald Trump. They want to follow his path. So good comeback on that.
Just this thing.
Like Tito Ortiz, new Trumper.
Our chat is getting sad, and I feel like we need something to pick us up. Like,
okay, let's talk about porn. We could talk pornography because
I will say that the Biden thing, getting the Peloton, they weren't just reporting on him getting a Peloton. It was because it's a cybersecurity risk. That was why that was news, is because it's like a Fitbit, it's like hooked up to everything that you do. And the Russian, who I don't know, I don't mean to call out the Ruskies, but anybody really who has a PC and watched hackers could tap in and see what the president's up to. So that was the issue with the Peloton. It wasn't that like they have nothing else to report. It's that it's a national security issue.
But didn't the other part of the story say that it hurts Joe's like small town hardworking image because he got a Peloton? That's what I saw, which I think is just a stupid spin.
I don't see any reason why Joe wouldn't have a Peloton. That didn't surprise me. I don't know. I didn't read that part, but that I was
No, it doesn't. I'm a Peloton hater, first and foremost.
Why? What like I've ever seen a Peloton in my life.
Like I've ever seen a fucking Peloton.
You know, like
Because okay, so I live in LA now, and before I lived in Orange County, two places with great weather. I don't know why you buy a fucking Peloton to sit inside when you can get the two wheels and the bicycle. You can go outside, you can be out, you can ride. It's never
Okay.
it's
A,
What?
not everyone lives there. B, not everyone lives there.
Okay. I'm a hater on the Peloton for like my friends. I have friends getting the Peloton, like my local. Okay, you're right. Yes, yes. Not everyone lives there. That was a
We're in
stupid.
Wisconsin, it's freezing.
No, okay. Yes, that's true. I just
All I knew was we're in a pandemic. You're supposed to stay inside. That was my 2. Okay, go ahead.
But no, the first one's fair because yeah, sure. If you live in Wisconsin, get a Peloton, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I see people in LA in their apartment with a Peloton and the weather, it was 86. I know you guys have great weather or very hot weather at times in Vegas.
I'm not
Like too hot.
You'll die. Are you a Soul Cycle guy? What's a Soul Cycle? I want one.
Spin class, you know, like the spin class.
Ooh, I don't want that. You're a spin class guy, aren't you?
I'm a bicycle guy, but I do like a spin class. I've been to Soul Cycle.
I knew it.
I've been to Soul in Newport. I go to spin when I'm in Newport because it's like, I mean, spin class in Newport Beach is like.
So you go to spin class, but you're anti-Peloton, which is basically a spin class in your house.
No, but I think spin class is stupid. I just go sometimes. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. I'm like, especially now with COVID, a lot of spin classes are outside under like a tent. And I'm like, at that point, just ride a fucking bike. You know,
Yeah.
like, why are you out? You're outside on a stationary bike. Ride a fucking bicycle.
That's a good. Also, a lot of people don't have bikes. Like if you live in an apartment, too tiny for a bike, have to walk up and down stairs with it. Just saying, there's a lot of reasons people need Pelotons. Okay, I'm not getting one, but just saying. Have you seen them?
I'm a hater.
All right,
What?
you can't. be.
The mirror.
Yeah, the mirror's a little trippy. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm just a hater on fitness technology, really.
Yeah, but it's what they're saying in the chat. It's like it's the coach of it all. That's like the Fitbit for me. I don't need a watch to take steps, but this particular watch vibrates my wrist every 1 hour and calls me a lazy ass. So it helps me out, you know. 12 degrees. Where are you at, Truth from Duluth? Oh, he went to Indiana University, so you might be in the Midwest. It's cool, but you don't have to be into it. I'm not buying one anytime soon. Don't get me wrong.
No. I'm gonna ride my bicycle outside tomorrow. It's going to be great.
I'm gonna sit on my couch and smoke pot tomorrow. So look,
That's also going to be great.
we have different directions we're going in. The important part is no one's getting a Peloton here. All right.
Oh yeah, Truth from Duluth is probably in Duluth.
Shut up already. Okay.
Oh, let me say this though. Being a hater,
At university, didn't you, Truth from Duluth? I remember that about you. You went to Indiana. I pay attention when people make random comments. Okay.
being a Peloton hater, I don't have a problem with Joe Biden with a Peloton.
Do you have a shake weight?
See, no, I'm old school. I'm like push-ups. I'm like push-ups.
You have a Thigh Master?
No,
You're too young for that.
I go and I run stairs. I go and run like stairs and hills in my neighborhood.
Oh my gosh.
I'm old school. Have you seen Rocky IV? Who won the fight? The guy with the Peloton or the guy fucking pulling the plow? Who won the fight?
You got me on that one. You got me on that one.
But I have no problem with Joe Biden having a Peloton. I think it's cool. Good for Joe. Like, whatever. See, this is my thing. My friend lost like 50 pounds this year doing Peloton. So I'm like, okay, like, I still think it's stupid, but I'm proud of my friend. So like, whatever gets your rocks off, you know? Like, it's not my kink.
Well, we always see Joe writing his. Isn't it weird how people don't say Joe Biden? They say Joe Biden. It's like one word. Anyway, that just occurred to me. He rides his bike all the time, though. Like we see him. Wouldn't that be a security issue that like now Secret Service has to ride with him? I mean, remember Kennedy and like the bubble top on the limo and they didn't put it on? Like, how do you bubble top your bike? You know, this is now the president, and apparently there's 8 states full of rednecks that are trying to kill him. So I would maybe think as a national security issue, we don't ride a bike, but apparently now the Peloton is a national security issue. So
You can get hacked, right?
yeah.
Where did your friend get the Peloton from, Alex?
I'm not sure. Why? I
I don't know.
assume like Peloton.com. I don't know.
I don't know. Is there like I would assume there's a robust Peloton secondary market when people buy it and they're like, shit, after 3 months it's basically a laundry hanger. So I wonder if you can get it cheaper, because I was thinking about getting one. I think the SO would love. I'll get quiet. I think the SO would love one. The significant other would love one, but I don't know if I want to pay
like
$18.50
cool.
for $18.50 for a brand new one, because I don't know if it's worth it. I have no idea. So the fact that your friend lost 50 pounds, that's cool.
I went on Craigslist.
See, like I fundamentally hate it, but I'm proud of people like I'm stoked for my friend. I'm stoked for Joe Biden if he stays fit. Like, okay, it's not for me,
Right.
Like furry, like being a furry,
Here's the problem, Allie, with buy one on Craigslist. Is it going to work? Because that's a pretty expensive piece of machinery, even for like $1,200, and then you get it, like the fucking screen doesn't work. I'm not exact, as we found out with my meat slicer struggles. I'm not exactly fix it or seek out the fix guy. I just kind of bail on it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looks cool, and here on it, this is what's happening. This is where advertising works. I've told you I'm watching Below Deck.
Yes.
Below Deck, the archives. It's every third commercial is Peloton. I swear, they're feeding me every night. And then you watch Below Deck, and like there might be one person who's got like, I don't know, 11% body fat. You're watching that, and it's Peloton.
And you're like, shit, I need that. I need to be that.
I need that because I'm 50 and they're all 24, but that I can be that with a Peloton. No, I can't.
Do you guys want to talk about the Taco Bell porn?
Yeah, totally. I was just looking into it. I was like, how did this not follow dick pics? Well, I'm glad we spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting, sorry, hold on. My bad. My webcam.
Yawning me? No, I'm just kidding.
My webcam like sits on top, like the built-in camera on my laptop is terrible. So I have it's like a third-party webcam that I clip on top, but it sometimes blocks the tabs on my browser. So I'm using Google Chrome and they're at the top and I can't see.
All right.
So
Struggle's real.
So this was a woman who was fired from Taco Bell for having an OnlyFans to make some extra money, as far as I can tell. Yeah, sorry. Let me just get the details here. She was fired after a customer complained about finding her adult work online, but she had disclosed it to the manager prior to being fired. And she was just earning, she was working at Taco Bell and she was earning a little something on the side doing, OnlyFans porn.
That's how I understood it. I understood it that she was an adult only fan and then she had to work at Taco Bell. She took a break from porn.
Yes, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yes, the porn was down for her, so she went and started working at a Taco Bell.
Porn down.
Which I don't understand. I don't get it. It's not like that. This is nowhere near the same sphere, universe, ballpark, sport as the dick pic being sent. This is nowhere close to that, in my opinion.
So you got a problem with her doing porn? Is that where we're going with this?
No. I think sex work is real work. Sex work is important work. No, I'm like legalized sex work.
Okay.
Like do not sex shame. I think men are scared of women making money off their bodies because this is the one avenue where men are at man, you know, if I start an OnlyFans and you start an OnlyFans, Allie, who's stacking cash? Who's stacking bread? Exactly.
Never mind.
What?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
I'm not going to go there. It's nothing bad, but it would just come out wrong, and then we don't need to go down that road. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would have gone to like if I was a porn star. Granted, we can't bang anymore because like COVID issues, but I don't know if I would have gone like to Taco Bell because I had a friend in college that made mucho dinero showing off foot fetish stuff. You know, so if you're already like doing the nasty and stuff like that, feels like you could just like make your own page and keep that work going because there's a lot of guys that got Social Security and stimulus checks and, you know, nobody living with them in the middle of a quarantine. So I would just think the porn industry would explode at that point. Like that's unfortunate for her that she had to go find another job. I don't know. That's
Yeah, I'm actually, as I look into this article more, I'm a little bit surprised as well. She's received 2 AVN Award nominations, which, you know, is the Oscar, like they call the Oscar. Ooh, that's big time to get an AVN, you know?
Yep, I do know. Well, I don't have mine yet. No, I'm just kidding.
The foot fetish stuff's where it's at because if you can just sell feet pics.
My girlfriend, Paul, sugar. Okay. Well, and that, she would schedule them to where she had guys that wanted to see her paint her toenails. And then she had guys that wanted to see her take her toenail polish off. And I would literally see her after a day of work and she'd be like, I painted my toes 4 times today, took it off 4 other times. And she would just schedule them back to back. And it was never, I mean, like maybe you caught a little cankle, like a little bit of that cankle action, but that was it, you know, like it was ankle down. She made like tons of money doing it. I don't know how much, but she made really good money doing it in college. So I'm just saying, there's other ways, girl. You don't have to go sell your taco at the Bell. You could sell it other places. This is America.
But if she does, I mean, if she wants to do porn, like I sound like a broken record, but that shouldn't affect her job at Taco Bell. It wouldn't affect her job at Del Taco. Del Taco's pro porn.
If you're working at like a daycare, I could see a problem with that. Like maybe a mom doesn't want her child to be, you know, the Taco Bell's girl's name is Lana Wells, LONNAWELLS.
Yeah, I have to look her up.
She's cute. She's a little blue hair girl. She's darling.
Baja Blast colored hair, I believe. I saw a commenter on Twitter say.
Marconi's still the right end. Yeah, is what it is. All right, what else do we have going on? So your freaking Oregon Beavers today. That was some good action. You guys pulled quite the upset against USC in basketball.
See, it's days like this where I really wish I followed college hoops more because I caught like a second of the game. And then I go on Twitter and I follow, you know, as an Oregon State fan, I follow like a ton of OSU accounts and everyone's gloating about it. And I'm pumped, but my soul's been so sucked out of me when it comes to college hoops and I don't follow it that I didn't even like, I wish I would have watched the game and felt something, but that was an upset, right? Like SC's good.
Yeah. So like the top of the Pac-12 right now is like Oregon, Stanford, UCLA, and USC is like kind of cusping in there. And Oregon State's really quite at the bottom of that barrel. They have a lot of turnover issues and whatnot. And yeah, tonight they upset USC. I didn't bet on the game. I wasn't on it either way. But they upset USC and it was Bill Walton lost his mind. That was really cool.
Oh, I love that.
And I'm not a huge USC person. I like Oregon anything better than I like USC something. So, yeah. So I was proud of you guys. I was happy for you. I hoped you'd be stoked, but apparently you're like,
I'm stoked. And now see like
where there's no basketball. So what else?
So now maybe I'll get sucked back in because I'm looking at the conference standings.
No, now you're in a letdown spot. Okay, now this is not the time. Okay, you missed it.
I should have had no expectations. Tuned in. Now I'm going to start caring.
Just saying. We'll wait till it. Oh no, yeah. Wait till you guys play Washington. You should be okay. You'll be totally okay against the Huskies. You'll win that one. You might have already.
So that game is. When's that game? Sorry, I'm looking. Oh no, our next game is against the Ducks.
Quack, quack, baby. I don't even know if the
Oh.
Ducks won or lost tonight. I feel like I should. I was on my own trip, man. I had a good day today.
Yeah. So tell me about your day today. Going 11-1.
Yeah, it was kind of intense.
Can you walk me through that?
Yeah. So, like the systems that I do in the first half of the season, when I'm doing stats, I take out D2s and overtimes. And then I kind of hit this point in the season. I'll make this quick too, because I know it can get lengthy. I hit this point in the season where that system kind of stops working and I know it's time to move on. Now we're in conference play and I have discovered the teaser. Right? I am so not a parlayer or a round robiner. I'm a straight better. And my friend Kurt Alexander, who I do a lot of shows with, was saying, dude, the way your numbers come in, you really need to tease them. Do you know what a teaser is, Alex?
I do know what a teaser is, but I need to get a new bookie because my bookie doesn't allow teasers. So that's bullshit. So I need to get a new bookie. But
Well, I could be your proxy. I do have, I'm a card holding member of the Westgate proxy crew. That's not
really?
actually how it goes down. It was for the Superbook contest. I was a proxy for the Superbook or for the Super contest at Westgate. But
Is that a thing? Proxies?
Yeah. It's a whole, you get a card, a little laminated card and everything with your
I
name.
seriously never heard of that. This is new to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Kelly in Vegas is like, she hustles the proxy game. But yeah, so anyway, so I'm focusing on teasers here. So, you know, 4, 5, and 6 points. So I'm going to start high. I'm going to go with my 6-point teaser. I picked 12 games today and I didn't give them out in like teaser bunches. I just kind of said, this is my new system. We're going to see if it works. These are the ones that fall into it. And yeah, out of 12, I got 11 of them right. Actually, in fairness, 2 of those were not actually my picks. They were just things I bet. So betting wise, I was 11-1. Pick wise, I was 9-1, to be fair there. So yeah, it was like, that's pretty much the best day I ever had.
That's amazing.
I had a 6-0 day followed by a 3-1 day. So I was on a 9-0 winning streak until that last game. But yeah, as far as one day goes, today was a really good day. And yeah, rock and roll. Hooray. Let's make money.
And wait, do you put those picks out, right? Like we can find them?
Yeah, every morning I do a show at 10 a.m. Vegas time. It's like 10:30 Vegas time. That's the show Morningwood. The only day I don't do it is Monday. And I just basically sit there and really that comes up. I basically sit there and what my process is and how I roll. And a lot of them chime in and then they want my picks on other things. Like I said, it ends up being an hour-long show a lot of the time. But if you do catch it, or you can search Morningwood Picks and Parlays in YouTube, fast forward to the end and I'll always recap everything at the end. If it's some 45-minute long video like it was today, that happens often. But yeah, is what it is. Not going to be that good tomorrow because that's not how it works, but it was a good day.
You're saying I shouldn't just tune in tomorrow and start placing all my bets with you?
Tune in tomorrow. Always tune in tomorrow.
I'll tune in tomorrow, but just like with me watching the Beavs, I'm going to be like, okay, we're on a winning streak, and then you might like regress to the mean.
Sweetheart, you're not going to go on a winning streak.
I'm hoping. No, yes, they are. They play the Ducks on Saturday, baby. Let's go.
The Ducks are very, very good at college basketball.
I know.
And after what happened in college football, I feel like some bad things might happen to you.
There's some revenge brewing.
You should be afraid to Google Morningwood, but pick some parlays at the end of it. For whatever reason, you know how we all have thumbnails? Man, for whatever reason, Craig might at Picks and Parlays, my thumbnail of every Morningwood pick I've done is me going like, or like, it's like every worst picture that I could ever have. That's the thumbnail for my shit. I'm telling you.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's no good.
No, I'm seeing it. It's great.
You're watching this, aren't you? Put it on. It's horrible. Like, really? Really? It's like, we want you to be the face of the company. Like, this face, this is the face that you want. Okay, Craig, let's do it.
I typed in Morningwood, the first thing that came up.
Oh, yeah, Ducks might have been canceled.
Ducks game?
Yeah, tonight, the game tonight. Let me just pull up my. Yep, they
I'm
were.
trying to find it. Who were they supposed to play? UCLA?
UCLA, yeah. I've always got my covers sheet ready to rock. Yeah, proxies might only be for contests. Yeah, and it's probably not kosher to run bets across state lines. That's also true.
So I can have it in my proxy.
Listen, Marcus Owens, Morningwood only became a thing like 2 weeks ago. Okay, I've been getting dick pics forever now.
I don't
Yeah.
like the offshore, but I like the bookie thing because I like the human interaction. I like having another friend.
I get
Sorry.
that. That's kind of why my shows take so long, because I like to sit around and like talk basketball with people all day. So if you guys keep asking me questions, I'm going to sit here and keep asking them or keep answering.
I like the Venmo. I like just getting the Venmo on Monday from the bookie or paying the Venmo, usually paying the Venmo, but
Yeah, I have like no real concept of how any of that works. Like I was proxying for my ex-boyfriend who was back and forth to Colorado all the time. So I needed that card in case he was there and couldn't get super contest picks in. He needed a backup plan. So I was it, so that's really all I know. I've lived in Vegas since I was 14 on and off. So if I'm going to make a bet, I'm just going to walk to the sports or drive to the sports book and make a bet. Well, now I have it all on my phone. I don't have to talk to people anymore anyway.
How do you bet on your phone?
William Hill.
Because you're
and
in Vegas, you can just.
I can teaser, round robin, parlay. I don't think I can please though. I'm not a pleaser.
What is a pleaser?
I don't know exactly, but it's kind of like a teaser, but something else happens. See, I really kept my mind out of all of this because that's like the degenerate gambler stuff, parlays. That's how Vegas keeps their lights on, is from like the degenerates wanting to like make these huge fantastical tickets. So I've always just really been a straight better, but teasers appeal to me because I'm so close within the number a lot of times of what I'm betting on. Pleaser's the opposite of teaser. Okay, we keep going on that, Ray. Because I'm so close within that number so often that if I could get 6 more points and not have to buy them, then why not? So yeah, I did 4 5-team teasers today, and I cashed 2. And Tennessee was on both of those. 2 that I did not cash. Tennessee was on both. I really like Tennessee today. About more points. I'm not ready for pleasers yet. That'll be next week's show. Maybe I'll experiment.
I want to know Truth from Duluth, talking about all this offshore betting, what he recommends, because he says payouts take 10 minutes. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, offshore betting's the big old
chat. I like the bookie. It's old school. It's fun.
That's because you're new. Like, I hate going to the book and dealing with all the degenerates and the bullshit. And I get where you're at, though.
No, I mean, with my bookie, I would do it through a website. I had a website.
Right. Oh, like my bookie, that site, my bookie?
No, I mean, my guy's name was Jimmy, but he had a site. He had a site, and then he would Venmo me.
Okay, sorry.
But not my bookie. No, because I know my bookie, but no.
Speaking of long shots, though, so the whole lottery thing is happening in your state. My mom just drove back from Costa Mesa, and I was like, well, did you get a lottery ticket? And she's like, no. Have you bought any Powerball? Do you subscribe to this lottery business?
I was at the DMV today, actually, and all the DMV employees were talking about it. And that kind of alerted me to the fact that I need to buy a lotto ticket. So no, I haven't, but yes, I'm going to. I'll probably buy like $5 worth, or $5 or $10 worth of tickets at a local, maybe a little local convenience store, a little liquor store. And I'll do that. But I was not aware of that until they were talking about it today at the DMV.
It's been going on. It's really, I'm from, in Texas, we have the Texas State Lottery and our scratch offs and all that. So that's part of like going to California. When I see the scratch offs in the thing, I'm like, I love these. Yeah,
I love the scratchers.
Yeah. Oh, scratchers are like their own drug right there.
They're great.
Yeah.
By where I moved.
Go ahead.
Was it? Oh, I was just saying, by where I moved in LA, there's like a donut there's like a donut coffee cigarette shop, which is just like a great store. And there's always a group of like a dozen middle-aged Latino men outside just chain smoking and doing scratchers all day. It's not always the same men, but at any given time, there's a dozen and they're just smoking, drinking coffee, doing scratchers. At any time of the day, there's like a dozen dudes. And I'm like, I want to be in that crew, but my Spanish isn't good enough. I don't know them. I'm not from the neighborhood, but that looks cool. Like I want to be with those guys.
Good call. Maybe you need to pick up a bilingual girlfriend. That would be your in,
Yeah, or like a girl, maybe that's like her uncle. And then I'm like, I can kind of get the in and
that's a good call, but then you're going to have to deal with the uncle, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Then you have
the scratchers.
What would you do, Alex Crawford, if you hit it? What would you do? First thing.
I just go super basic. Like I would buy like a pimped out car. Like I'd buy like a pimped out, like a pimp my ride type car, just something ridiculous.
What's your idea of a pimped out car? Are we talking Impala or are we talking like a Lambo or a Hummer? What do we got here?
I mean, something classic with fat rims and a fat sound system, like a Cadillac, like a classic. Yeah, like the Impala, like something like old school lowrider style with a fat sound system. But really what I would do is I would make a movie. Like I have all these movies. This is like me peeling back the curtain and like being vulnerable. But I have like all these movie ideas and screenplays that I've been working on for a while. But like, it costs a lot of money to make a movie. So I would just fund my own movie and say like, fuck you to the whole process of trying to get things made and stuff. That's what I would do.
I love that. All right. Well, good shit. You wouldn't buy your mom a house? I mean, I'm just.
Yeah. Like I would. We'd be eating good. Like we'd be going. I would take my friends and my family out to dinner. I guess we can't really hit the town around here because everything's closed. I can't throw a big party right now. I'd wait till COVID was over and then I'd throw a fat party.
These are all good answers. I feel like if I was gonna if I was gonna win it all and get a car, I would want like an old Carmen Ghia or like an Aston Martin. Maybe I should step it up from Carmen Ghia. That's regular alley talking. Now I'm like Mega Millionaire Lotto Bucks alley talking. So maybe it's like an Aston Martin. I want a little roadster. Ooh, Mark's got a good one. Fake your death and move. That's where it's at.
Just go off the grid.
Peace and chicken grease, y'all.
Cofield, would you
go by yourself? Would you take the kid?
No. No, of course I don't. No, of course. No, I would buy a pirate ship is what I would do. And then I'd sail the 7 seas. That's what I would do. What about you, Steven?
I would keep doing some radio, but I'd probably dial it down. I would do more of this and I would try to build something of my own. I'd have a project to invest in. But I'd probably do a little less radio. Believe it or not, I don't know. I guess if you're getting, what's the price right now is like, what's the cash option like in the 600s? And if it doesn't hit today, it goes to like almost $1 billion and the cash option's like 750 million. I was going to say something really stupid. I really like doing sales at the radio station, but if I'm getting $750 million, I think I would kind of lose my drive a little bit. but I will tell you, I'm also really loyal, not to be cheesy, but like, the people who stuck with the radio station through all of this, I'd almost feel obligated to stick around for a little bit and take care of them. You know what I mean?
Do sales. I don't know why that's so funny.
That's such a weird answer, isn't it?
No, dude, like you. I don't even know you that well.
Where's my commission? They're like, you're worth $775 million. Shut the fuck up.
Like you.
My boss about the remote fee you didn't get last week.
You wouldn't do fucking radio sales, dude. Like that's just like you wouldn't do that.
It was a knee-jerk answer. I don't know.
No, but mine was I feel stupid. Like I'd buy a pimped out car. Like, dude, that's what everybody says. But I do want to buy like a pimped out car to cruise around in. I don't know. Like I just want
a tank of a station wagon.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to invest a little bit of that money, like a tiny bit, because it's not going to take much to really pimp out. Like I want to get my station wagon dialed in, and then whoever in the chat said hire a driver, yes, because I want hire a driver, and I'm actually going to turn that station wagon into a convertible, and then we're gonna cruise. We're gonna cruise around, bump music, and like drink in the car while we have a driver. I know that's like, I don't know the rules on that, but we'll pay the fine. We're not drinking and driving. We have a driver.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Levitard. I'm gonna take care of everyone. That's what it is. The patriarchal nature of this whole thing. You're right. My answer sucked. I don't know what I would do. I would first of all, I don't think I'd be allowed to like I'd be told to stop doing radio by the SO. She'd be like, enough of this bullshit and these late night things and your show during the day. You're not doing it anymore. We just got $700 million. Cut it out. So
oh,
go ahead.
No, sorry.
I was gonna hire a driver. I would hire like a good out of work actor though. Like what's Screech doing right now? Or
yes.
like John Stamos gets work, but you know what I'd hire one of them to be
Frankie Muniz is my driver. Frankie Muniz. Hey, you guys, Frankie Muniz is driving my car. Come on, check it out.
Love Malcolm. He's got quite the car collection too. Anyway, but what were you saying?
Frankie Muniz does?
Yeah, isn't he Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a big car guy. Remember on Punked? They punked him and he was like
I didn't know that.
Some fancy rolls or something like that. And yeah, they punked him. Anyway, he's a car guy.
That's dope. He's also a Clippers fan. So, we don't have as many celebrity fans as the Lakers. So we got to hold on to what we got. We got Billy Crystal and Frankie Muniz.
You should know what this means
Billy
here.
Crystal's a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal? No. Clippers.
Sure.
Clippers.
No. Billy Crystal's a Knicks fan. He might just live in LA, but that guy's a Knicks fan.
No, he's like these. No, you're crazy. I mean, I don't mean to say that, but you are crazy on this one.
Okay. I hear it all the time from men. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, hey, you got a dick pic coming your way. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what's up.
Got my number, baby.
That's right, I do. I'm glad that's not my thing, by the way. Like, I'm glad I don't get drunk because I do get drunk. I like drunk. I admittedly like get drunk and I'll like, do the booty call thing. I think I'm guilty of that for sure. I'm glad my thing is not like getting drunk and sending the dick pic like that. Oh, don't try to say they're in the same ballpark. Don't try to say that.
I'm reading about Billy Crystal right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
oh, wow. Been a Clippers fan for over 20 years. I just remember him in Knicks hats a lot. So
he has more of a New York vibe. I'll say that.
Well, he's from New York. He's a
well, there you go.
New Yorker. It's what he does. Isn't he? Am I wrong about that too? Is Billy Crystal not from New York? Is everything that I know about Billy Crystal up until this point wrong?
Crystal's a New Yorker. Where's he from?
Yeah. He's got to be from the Bronx with that voice, the Bronx. Brooklyn,
Let's
Queens.
see. He's born in New York City. You're right.
All right. There we go.
He was raised in the Bronx.
Bronx, nailed it. See, all right.
So that was good. Okay, you atoned for your sin.
All right, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
What I was gonna say, what KC Chief fans said, I would donate I would be the Phil Knight of Oregon State. I would donate a ton of money to the Beavs. Because I mentioned or what KC Chief fans think Cofield would donate a bunch to UNLV and have the court named after him. Like I would invest heavily. That's what I would do with the majority of the money. I want Oregon State football. I want to be on the field for the games. I want to be shown on TV on the field. I want to be the Matthew McConaughey of Oregon State. But I've given a shitload of money to the school and they're a powerhouse. That's what I would do. Philanthropy to causes that benefit me. Yes.
You sound like Ron Burgundy. I want to be on you. I want to be on you. I want to be on you. I want to be on you.
I want to be on the field.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, that's a great way to solidify a legacy as well, right? Have your name written on a bunch of buildings and all in the name of like good deeds and helping other people out.
Yeah, I'd pimp out my high school too.
Yeah, my high school's rich enough.
I mean, mine is too. Newport Harbor High School. Like they've got money.
I think they'll be okay, Alex. Yeah. Like in Las Vegas, and like all the kids I went to high school with drove BMWs and Mercedes. I remember this one girl in high school wrapped her BMW around a light post, and then like 2 weeks later just got a new one. Like that was definitely not my experience in high school, but it was how everyone else kind of in my high school rolled. So
We had the exact same thing at my high school. Like our school parking lot was like laughable. The type, how nice the cars were in there. What are you drinking, Allie?
Whiskey.
Jack?
Whiskey.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. Kurt left it at my house when he came over, and I said, I will never drink that. Don't even leave it here. And he's like, well, I got it off a guy. I don't want it. And then like now I have it, and Kurt's in the chat watching me drink it. So the gig is up. Also, it's almost empty.
I like that stuff.
It's delicious. And see, like I take these little shots, and that's kind of how I roll with it. Like I'm not a liquor.
I take lots of little shots, not a couple big ones. It's different.
It's totally different. It really is. I went to high school here in Las Vegas, at Green Valley, GVHS.
What's your mascot?
Gators. Green Valley.
Gators.
Yeah. We were a big deal when I went to school there. We were like really big in football, and our baseball team was incredible. And Chad Hermanson went to our school. He played for the Pirates, and Brandon Mattingly, who was like Don Mattingly's nephew. And there were a couple, I can't think of them, Nick Day. And there were just some really, really, Ben Rosenthal is now the pitching coach of the Astros minor league baseball team. So anyway, it was like a very baseball heavy school. And when I got there, I was a huge college basketball fan, and nobody gave a crap about basketball. They were all so baseball. And it was 1994, and the baseball strike was going on, and it had come back, and Chipper Jones, Greg Maddux of the Atlanta Braves, his coach in high school here in Las Vegas, he went to, I always say Western, and then I feel like I'm always wrong, but his coach was Coach Fairless, and that coach was our baseball coach for our school. So everyone was high on him, and I took out a composition book and a pen, and I just started taking stats on everything I could possibly learn about baseball from when I was like 14. John Denton. Yes, I remember John Denton. I feel like John Denton I know from Texas, though, and not Green Valley. Tyler Truman was the quarterback when I was there, and I actually have his kid in that back room right there, right back there. But yeah, so that like move to Las Vegas and being shifted into baseball turned me into the stat person that I am today, because I had to like majorly learn baseball very, very quickly. So yeah, and Chipper Jones is still my favorite baseball player of all time.
Go Gators.
Go Gators. I feel like you almost went to sleep when I was talking to you there.
No, I was curious no, I didn't almost go to sleep. I was curious what Cofield popped in for, shook his head, and then dipped.
What was the thing about Tyler Truman and I have his kid back there?
Yeah, I was curious about.
That's my kid's dad, but he was the big like quarterback in our high school at the time was Tyler Truman. And I have a kid with him, and he's